Armed with the light weapons of rifles and carbines, and unfortunately they see in front of them a German tank column approaching. The tank commander, you'll notice, there are little periscopes, little glass periscopes that he can totally stay inside of his turret to basically use the better part of valor of being discretion and to work their way back to their command post. Generally, a tank would not waste its precious anti-tank or high-explosive cannon ammunition. The Germans never had enough supply. That's why they would typically just use the machine guns and other light arms to disperse the infantry. And there he goes, shuts his cannon. Now the 60 millimeter cannon did have high explosive rounds in addition to anti-tank rounds that was supplied with it. Some cannons were anti-tank cannons, were strictly anti-tank cannons, and they never designed high explosive rounds for them. They were strictly for use in combating armored vehicles. Now the half-track, the German half-track has an armored plate on the nose cone. You see that kind of a nose shape on that half-track, and that would give it more protection from the front. And it has about equivalent armor plate as the Hellcat tank has on the front of it. Now the infantry has gotten back to their command bunker, where they can report the situation to their above their company or battalion level. And here comes the Hellcat to support the infantry. Now the German tank sees him as well. He's concerned, but the half-track does not like seeing tanks. The half-track is not designed to take on any kind of anti-tank shell. Now you notice that the Panzer III, it knows that big of a cannon is a great danger to itself. It's not designed to take on 75 millimeter cannon fire. And at this point they are withdrawing as well, trying to keep the front of the tank pointed towards the enemy. That's their thickest defense. See how the tank can do a little zigzag. He's showing the maneuverability of the tank. And you see the turret rotating. The M18 had a very fast rotating turret. It had both electric motor and a manual. You don't want to see something like that pointing at, no, not at me, don't point at me, point the other way. Yes, that's right, point that way. You see how the infantry actually, in the advance, they can use that tank as cover. Of course, if there was artillery coming down aiming at the tank, they wouldn't want to be anywhere close to that big target because the artillery might drop high explosive shells all around. But from machine gun fire and anti-tank fire, it gives some bit of protection. Now, both of these tanks, obviously in a real battle, they wouldn't be doing a nose-to-nose battle at 50 yards if they could at all prevent that. Both tanks would know that they would be vulnerable to the other's cannon. The Panzer III, even though it has thicker armor plate, the 76 millimeter cannon can penetrate that, and the Hellcat likewise just never wanted to take on a German tank directly because of its thin plated armor. And you see the Germans are still withdrawing, although the Hellcat is getting a little isolated here, not knowing what might be with the Germans still. He might not press his advantage here until he has some aircraft to help him. He's going to move up and try one more shot, I think. I think they just took a hit on the Panzer there. Yeah, we all took a hit on that one, didn't we?